Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. This is Lillian Otampo, aspiring Member of Parliament for Monali constituency under UPND. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. I've got a statement from the current president of Zambia, the outgoing president of 2021. It's in regards to the empowerment opportunities which he's just decided to bring forth. And I thought, let me just share with you on my Facebook as well as YouTube. I'll do a separate live stream on my Facebook, but because my YouTube subscribers, you come first, you've supported me in the journey of vlogging. So I'll read this. The president stated, speaking at the launch of the Youth Empowerment Fund at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola, Copper Belt province today, I stated as follows. According to the president, he said, my government, which is your government, has heard your calls to be given opportunities to better your lives as well as contribute to the national development. I'll stop there. First of all, the Republican president of Zambia has left it a little too late to consider the youths. We have cried and complained about these issues. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Zach, I'll check the email just now. I'll check the email just now. Sorry about that. We have complained several times that the youth of Zambia have felt neglected in Zambia, and the president ignored. Obviously, we have continuously spoken on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, with regards to the issues that are happening in Zambia. And it's taken some of us to come all the way from the diaspora to check what's happening on ground and continuously talked about these issues. And then the president's solution is to offer 475,000 million kwacha, a little too late. Now, when we talk about empowerment opportunities, these empowerment opportunities should have started 7 years ago in 2011, not now. You know, I was going through our message booklet as UPND, which is the 2016 general elections, and one of the things that they point at, that was 2015, on the broken promises, PF track record. The booklet says, August 2015, Lungu promised to create 500,000 jobs by the end of 2016. Since 2011, the PF has only created 96,000 jobs. That was as of 2016 elections. This has been a promise where they promise things and then they don't deliver. Now, this time we have this youth revolution where the youths complained about, lack of opportunities. You've promised us jobs. Now, this was a promise as of 2011. 9 years later, you decide to give 470,000 million kwacha. A little too late, I would say. In terms of, I'll read, this is a very important booklet that it's like my little mini, Bible. It has a lot of things that has opened my eyes to what's been happening. Job losses. Under job losses, is, it says, under the PF, thousands of jobs have been lost due to PF Chipante style of government and failure to manage the power sector. Now, in 2016, at least there wasn't this much of cadarism power that they have now. And now it's even worse. Yeah. Youth employment as well. These are the major things. That's what has even inspired me to join the UPND party, because they believe in empowering the young people. Youth employment. In urban areas, more than half of the males aged 20 to 24 are unemployed. And that's true. And the only social life is drinking alcohol. There's no opportunities. Now, this empowerment that the president has brought about is only 450,000 people. Now, let me give you a little bit of history regarding Monali constituency. As of 2016, we had 144,000 voters in Monali. Now, that's just Monali alone. Kalingalinga, Chelston, Avondale, Chainda, Monali Ward, meaning Kaunda Square, areas, Mtendere, Kalikiliki, 144,000 votes. Now, if the president is giving only 150,000 beneficiaries, that's just 60% of people in Kalingalinga, because the population has grown, right? Or let me say 70%. What about, I mean, the whole of Monali constituency? What about other areas of Zambia that need support, that are struggling? 470 million is a lot of money that can help a lot of people. So why choose only a few? And let me continue reading this. So the president stated, today's event is therefore not an accident. It has been organized to respond to various issues that the youth have raised at various fora. Now, when the youth of Zambia wanted to protest against what was going on, they were stopped. If the president really cared about we, the Zambian youths, I'm 36, I'm still a youth. If he really cared, and he heard the statements of Campiogo, he would have said, stop, allow the youth to protest. But the youths were not given the opportunity. Now, as long as the youth of Zambia remembers that every 21st of the month is a protest day, or 21st of June was the first day when this protest happened online, and they had to go to the bush and others had to be home. And then the president will say he's responding. Your response, sir, should have been during the protest, when the young people wanted to hear from you, and not dashing money. This is a form of campaign. And I'll say this to you. Take the money, but you know who to vote for next year. Take whatever offers they'll give you. Like Michael Chulifasata would say, collect their money. It's your money. You deserve it. It's taxpayers' money. But don't forget, like Chela Tuputa would say, don't kulava. Don't forget where we are coming from. In this regard, I have directed the various ministries responsible for providing empowerment for the youth to work together through the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Child Development. Now, the youth minister, like I said before, he doesn't even deserve that job. He doesn't even know what he's doing in that position. The last time I shared a video on this YouTube platform, he was rather answering questions in a more intimidating way. And Gravazo Zulu really put him on the spot, and he wasn't expecting to be challenged. He talked about the fishing opportunities that have been there, of which most of the Zambian youth don't even know about those opportunities. Please don't forget to smash the like button. Now, 70 million is what has been offered. Let me just read what Chulifia said. Chulifia said, then he said he was going to create jobs for the youths to sell Tokta. The man told us truthfully that he had no vision, but we kept expecting miracles. The country is in shambles because there is no vision. It's always good to look at things. I mean, I'll talk about Monali constituency. When you just go through the areas of Monali, I'm talking about Kalikiliki, there's no clinic. In 2020, there's no clinic. I've written some points as well. There's no clinic, no hospital. There's only one police post which they share between Mtendere East and Kalikiliki. And people are complaining about healthcare systems. There is no water. And then you spend 470 million to empower youths when people don't have water in Kalikiliki. Misplaced priorities. And this is what even this booklet says. Under the PF, Zambia has seen shortfalls in critical areas, including healthcare. And especially during this COVID-19, we have even observed that there is no even proper PPE equipment for the healthcare workers. We've heard that about 4 or 5 frontline workers, contracted coronavirus because of exposure. And these days, you've also heard that if you are not wearing this mask, you have to pay 750 kwacha, which is about $30, when the government should be the one supplying these things. So why should the government give 470,000 now when health should be our priority? Misplaced priorities. Zambia Nursing Union puts staffing levels at 13,520 against required figure of about 37,500. This is as of 2015. And remember, the population of Zambia has risen, like really, really risen. Zambia has about 15 million then. Remember what I said, that the population was 50 million then. Now we are 17 million. Meaning we have received more than this year. I think there will be more than 9 million voters. Honestly, next year more than, there will be an increase. People have really expanded, and our population keeps on growing. Somebody says Bomanu Sambo has suggested we contribute 1 kwacha. No. Contribute 1 kwacha for what? The government should give to the poor. That's their job. They have misplaced their priorities. That's just the truth. Okay? Nyota says it is important to remind the people of Zambia on an ongoing basis that PF's failed promises people forget easily. They have failed. You can't give 470 million kwacha today after all these years. Okay? Yeah. So Nyota Mutobo says cash donation should be sent to Lilian Mutambo through Western Union or World Remit on the number. Thank you so much, my beautiful sister. Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much for your support, your love. That's my amazing channel supporter. Okay. So the president, I'm reading from my laptop. So the president says, government's duty is to leverage its resources at its disposal so that you get the maximum benefit from our interaction. Consequently, government has adopted a multi-sectoral approach to the issues affecting our young people. Really? I do not want to see the youth being made to shuttle from one office to the other without being attended to. Really? If you really cared about the young people, you wouldn't allow Stephen Kampiongo to put more than 500 police on the streets of Lusaka when they wanted to protest on the 22nd of June. Sorry, sir. You know that the youth next year, they will be in charge of the election. Next year is for the youth and the women. The women and the youth will change Zambia. He knows. The youth are angry. Their hearts are boiling. 150,000 youths is not enough. These sort of empowerments have come a little too late. If they were being done in batches, Copper Belt, Lusaka, about 7 years ago, we would be in a better position, but not now. It's too late. Okay, so he added that, let me put it on record, that government officials are employed to serve you and not the other way around. Nice try. Government officials in PF are bosses, they are bullies. Okay? They are bullies. How come he's saying they are employed to serve? If they are employed to serve, they would adhere to the cries of the young people. They would listen when people are crying and not saying, today the president is saying they are there to serve because they know they only have 11 months' time. Youths of Zambia, please be wise. Be wise. Collect your money, but don't vote for PF. Period. And then he says, therefore, the multi-sectoral approach that the various ministries are demonstrating here today should not end up provincial level, but should be replicated at district level. This is very much in line with the decentralization policy. Indeed. indeed misplaced priorities. I mean, we've seen Mr. Stephen Kampiongo buy cars of police, and trucks of the army, which cost more than $20 million. And yet there's poverty in Zambia. I mean, Zambia is not a country that is not at peace. We are at peace. So what are the trucks for? Misplaced priorities. Okay, he further adds that therefore the multi-sector approach that the various ministries are demonstrating here today should not end, obviously. Yeah, and then he says it's in line with the policy. And then he said, to this end, my government has allocated an amount of 470 million for the youth empowerment to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Child Development, targeting 150,000 beneficiaries. Now, 150,000 beneficiaries, not everybody will benefit from that. And then there's the video that I've shared on my YouTube channel, where he talks about the launch. Let me read some comments. GM says, watching from Livingston, let him do whatever he's doing, because some of us call this the last kick of a dying horse. I mean, Bill 10 is a failed matter. I received a call from people in PF saying, Bill 10 is a good thing because then we're going to have 2 ministers per area, meaning Monali would have 2 ministers instead of 1 minister. So it's a good thing, meaning MPs, And for me, I'm not going to buy this, because I know this is all part of their campaign tactics. He's able to host events with thousands of people, not many of them wearing masks. But if you hold an event, you need to ask for police permission. But thank God we've had people like Kapeso, a police officer, who says any person who wants to apply for permission, if they want to gather, we will give them the permission. Chulita says they buy trucks, but they can't pay frontliners and expect Zambians to contribute 1 kwacha. No, they collect a lot of money from toll gates. A bus pays 500, a big truck pays 500 kwacha per way. And then if they come this side, another 500, 1,000. How many trucks pass double that way? They make a lot of money, but they don't know how to manage the funds. So I'm going to read something from the UPND commitment. I'm here to tell you, people, that it's important that you listen to what even Mr. Hakainde Hichilema says. Let's give this man a chance. He's never called me for a meeting. You've never seen me take pictures with him before. I decided, based on what I've seen, to say this man, he has a vision for our country. At least let's have somebody who has a vision. The President LUNGU said he had no vision for Zambia, but we still gave him the opportunity to stand. Let's try somebody who has a vision for Zambia. So the UPND commitment is that every Zambian should be empowered. And that's the message we preach even during campaigns, when we speak about what we endeavor to do as UPND members of parliament. We will invest in people to equip themselves with skills, and will increase the number of jobs available by growing the economy and supporting local businesses. And that's what I always tell my people when I go and meet them. I always tell them this: don't expect to be spoon-fed with cash money, food, mealie meal. Today you eat the mealie meal, tomorrow you'll be hungry. So the best thing is to equip you with skills. These days, the whole of Zambia, at least, you find people are building. So the manual jobs, basic training, electrician, plumber, building, those are the skills that we need to teach our young people, where a young person can at least survive with even painting houses whilst they wait for a degree job. And this is what happens even in the Western world. Like my son, for example, is 16, and he even works in a restaurant and makes a little money. And that's why we need to work, on the national minimum wage. It's very important, so that even if somebody is getting paid 2,500 kwacha, they can afford a house rent of 700 kwacha, those in the compounds. But you find that a security guard, I've met people who are earning 450 kwacha a month. Now, 450 kwacha a month is not even enough for you to survive on. That's what they're being paid. Okay, Robert Zulu says, we have seen, heard a lot from them, but we are no longer hearing our minds are made up. Okay, David says, hi, Lily, First Lady. Firstly, the President, His Excellency and Republic of Zambia has. Somebody will say, you should recall that it's not the first time youths have given. Oh, well, let's wait and see. All I know is 2021, he's out. That's just the truth. Chilifewale says, yes, give someone a fish today, but teach them how to fish tomorrow. Exactly. Let them learn how to do these things. Chilifewale says, having 2 MP will mean more taxpayers' money. Yes. Peter Puele says, good that you are back and doing fine. Kindly find time to come to Kafue. There are issues happening wrongly to the youths in employment working for Universal Mining Company. Yes, I heard about the mining company. Stuart says, watching and enjoying from Berlin, Lusaka. Do Bush protesters qualify? The Bush protesters, they qualify through the what do you call that? Is it through the youth empowerment program that was given, the artist empowerment program? So let me read what the president had said on the video that I've shared on my YouTube channel. He stated, fellow citizens, I am now officiating at the launch of the Youth Empowerment Fund at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola, Copperbelt Province. The aim of the Empowerment Fund is to ensure that our young people have access to financial resources that would allow them to start and expand their businesses and significantly contribute to the economic development of our nation. All this is just on paper. To access this fund will not be an easy thing. You know, it's not going to be an easy, it's just to, this is just sweet talk. Like somebody saying sugar coating. This is sweet talk. Just to make you feel like the president is working, he's trying to supply, allow us to do certain things. And he says, join me as I work to bring development to our people without leaving anyone behind. After how many years? Okay. And then there's a video of him where he was inspecting the fish. He says he was inspecting the fish of our young people ahead of the official launch of the youth empowerment. I think he's learned a lesson from posting images that don't exist. So now he's actually doing, you know, sharing videos. And this was at $11 and Copperbelt. And all these things, you find that it's only the family members of those that benefit even. Many people don't have access to these things. They don't even know. There's not even information for them to get this. You know. And then he takes himself to the Catholic Church. Fellow citizens, I am now attending the installation of, is it Reverend Dr. Benjamin Piri as Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Ndola at the Cathedral of Christ, the King, Broadway, Ndola. Now, the Catholic don't approve of Bill 10. Yes, they don't. They've told the government they don't want Bill 10. Like Kunda is saying, RS Kunda 68 is saying, Mr. President, you are late, sir. This is not time to be giving money. At this time, Mr. President, I guess you are not thinking I am watching in news. Okay, Cholwe Nyemu says, hi Lila, I really like your courage. Hey, you will go a long way. Keep it up from Monze. Thank you so much. And that's one thing as well, many people didn't realize that I've even been in Zambia for some time. They thought, oh, you're just talking because you're in the diaspora. They don't know who Lilian Motambo really is. They don't know the type of person I am. And it's good now, if you come to my Facebook, when I post, I share anything, there's respect, even in the comments. Maybe 1 or 2 people will say, you know, things in the parallel because maybe they belong to the current government, but you can see the level of respect that I've earned because now people can see, wow, she's really working. Now, people will say, social media is not powerful. You guys are just talking on Facebook. I received over 60 defectors yesterday from FDD because of my YouTube and Facebook. Because of what they hear me say. And the moment I said, I'm part of UPND, they joined. Just like Chela Tukuta. The time when I joined UPND, he called me and said, Lily, are you sure? I said, yes. We need guidance. In as much as we want to stand, as independent members of parliament, let's work with people who know the system that will guide us and shape us to be the politicians that not everybody, we were not born as politicians, but we can be molded, we can be helped and shaped into the politicians that we can be, the great politicians that speak about things. It's not just about the current government. Even in the government, if we say anything wrong, we'll say, but Mr. Speaker, sir, why has $1 million been allocated to this? What about this? We will debate about these issues. I personally would debate about these issues. So I told Chela, I said, Chela, it's better we are part of a party, and the only party I've identified is UPND, because I read this and I'm looking at everything they're talking about. These are things that I would want to be part of, the change that we all desire in this country, Zambia. When we talk about, poor staff treatment, girls being left behind, like in Solwezi, for example, you find that a 10-year-old child is married. And I'm a qualified social worker, and I did my human rights masters in law as well because of such issues. And those are the priorities of UPND. So when I looked at this suits with what I want to work with. So now Chela thought about it, and he decided to also make a commitment, and he is now part of the UPND media team. Why? Because he saw the respect that I've received on social media and how I have been treated and how I am growing as a politician. So yesterday he accompanied me where we went to receive the defectors together with the whole UPND media team. It was a big occasion, over 60, because of YouTube, because of Facebook. So if people are still assuming that social media is not powerful, keep on whilst we carry on sending the message that we need to kick this government out. Through your vote, of course. Let's read this. Okay, Lois McCallum says, why now? Don't be foolish. It's called election. Never. Don't be deceived. Okay, let me read another comment. Bright Yamba says, it's official. Mr. President, you have failed. Indeed, he has failed. Pathetically failed. Professionally failed. Profusely failed. Total failure. Pradeep Tandi says, I want to invest in Zambia. Please comment, because I feel the democracy there. Yes, you can invest in Zambia. There's more opportunities for you to invest, but I would say wait till next year, because if you try to come and invest now when there's this government, it means you need to be kind of like loyal to the government that gave you the opportunity to stay in this country. So you wait till after the election, then you can come and invest. Nyota says there is no accountability in the PF government. The DEC, ACC, and other institutions are unable to function properly because of the head. I mean, we heard Dr. Chilufya being cleared of corruption charges when he's offered more than $17 million to a fake pharmacy which doesn't exist. And Al Jazeera as well have stated that we are on the top level of corruption, and that is why we don't even receive loans, despite us receiving more than 10 billion in loans. The government is still not managing the funds properly, and people are suffering. And they also stated that over $20 million worth of medical supplies were donated to Zambia and they went missing. How do we have more than 20 million? Let me check that post from Al Jazeera. How do we have more than 20 million worth of medical supplies missing? Corruption. Okay. Precious is watching me from Garden Chululu. Good to see you. Carlos is watching me from Chiefdom in Kalumbila district. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Grace Musonda is watching me from Farnborough. Good morning, Honorable. I salute you for your sacrifice. Wishing you well. And anyone in the diaspora, donate. I need your support. I need your support. There's a lot of work that we're doing on ground. For example, the young people that need to go to get their NRCs, some of them come from, let me just say majority of them come from poor families, so they don't have transport money. Transport money can be 20 kwacha for them to go. How are they going to go without, 20 kwacha can be nothing to you, but there's people who can't afford 20 kwacha in Zambia. It's that bad. things are really tough. Okay, Clint Hansi says, Nankwe Nankwe, they are now panicking. Let's go, Mama, watching you from Okoshi. Good to see you. Chiliva says, true. A lot of people think it ends on typing and speaking on social media. This is our country. Let's stand up for it. David says, watching you from Mazaboka. He is late after suffering for many years. What will stop him from being doing the same thing again and again? Of course, because once you elect them, re-elect them in power, it means they can do whatever they are doing like now. Now they are becoming humble because they've realized Bill 10 is now dead. Because we're starting the next session of Parliament in September. We cannot restart something that is dead. So Bill 10 is completely dead. So the only way is to try and convince the young people, because the young people, they like money, isn't it? But the young people should be wise. Collect the money, but do not vote for PL. That's just the fact. They don't have a plan for this country. And this country is getting worse and worse, period. Okay, so David says, Lily, please do some investigations. You will be surprised with what you will dig out. Please read out my chat, because I want to know what happened to the Youth Empowerment Fund, which was administered. So this Youth Empowerment Fund, they're saying the youths can, start applying. And when I looked at the one for the musicians, it's actually a loan. So you get the loan and then you pay it back after a year. So like I told the young people on Facebook, collect the money. I'm so sure that next year that funding will be scrapped. Because our president, Mr. Haka in the Hichilema, will have better plans. He's a millionaire in farming. You teach us farming. You teach the young people farming, fishing, different opportunities where the youths can do hands-on skilled work. I mean, if this man can be a millionaire since I don't know how many years and he's still the top millionaire of Zambia, we need to learn from him. Let's give the man a chance. So vote UPND. Send this message all over. Okay. Sekumbwe Machula says, wafya mano mambulwa nomba ubuteko wesu tatuishiwe. Yeah. Meaning, people's minds, they don't know what they are doing now, and then he doesn't even know what's happening with our head of state. Watching from Pennsylvania, good to see you. James Mokotokwe says, what does PF mean when PF says we don't have anyone behind, we don't leave anyone behind? As far as I'm concerned, many people have been left behind. For example, they drive expensive vehicles, but many Zambians are sleeping hungry. I was in Kalikiliki yesterday and Mutendere East, and I was walking through. The roads are pathetic and disgusting. There's no proper drainage system. There's no proper sanitation. People have to build toilets outside some of the houses. And the moment you leave Mutendere, Kalikiliki as you're driving, and then you reach to PHI, the road changes. People are now, and when you get to Greatest Road, you see the comfortable, roads, and that's what they call, we are developing Zambia. And yet, a lot of people are living in a mess. And the people who are living in a mess are the voters. Because the other ones are comfortable, they can afford a life, they don't even bother. So these ones, their hope is in what? Hoping for change. So we have to encourage them by changing a lot of things. Stuart says, Lily, have you ever talked about the alliance with the NDC? Can it really work? I have a bad feeling about this. What do you think? Okay. Alliance with NDC can work, especially for Dr. Chimba Kambwili. He would make a very good vice president. And for him being in government, there's a lot of things he knows. Of course, he may not be a saint, but I think he has experience working in government, and he knows. And for many times, he has said a lot of things. That's why he was fired. He has said lots of things. You don't know who you're dealing with. There's corruption in PF. He said all those things without shying away, you know. So I believe it would be a great alliance, but we have to wait for the right time. Right now, we don't have a vice president yet. The decision will be made, obviously, maybe next year. And it's also for the safety of everyone. Because if the vice president is announced today, who knows, he might be harassed, or she, we don't know. So it could be, it could work, but in any alliance there should be agreements. There should be agreements, and what we want here is to get rid of the bad governance. So we need to sit down and draft agreements that will help us. Are we agreeing that we're going to work together? And UPND commitment is what I've also heard Mr. Kambwili talk about. Better education. The UPND is committed to empowering the young Zambians to achieve their ambitions through improving access rates to education and ensuring that the education equips youths with the skills that will help them find gainful employment. We've seen Dr. Kambwili, going to the UK, collecting old computers and donating them, books as well, and donating them. I mean, for someone who's lived in the diaspora, he's lived in the UK for many years, he understands the value of education and how education is free of charge in the UK. I think it would be a good alliance. Let's give him a benefit of the doubt. The main issue is we get rid of the current government, period. Okay, Robert Zulu says, Monday, we need change. We need to move as a country as one. One Zambia, one nation. Let us change our country, people. Emily watching from Kafue, good to see you. Robert says, I don't even have faith in the Youth Empowerment Fund because I know I cannot access it because of the system. It's complicated. By the time you are getting to the stage of receiving the money, we're already in 2021 July. That money will not be released easily. Oh, the great Alexander said you did not read my top comment. Can you write your comment again? Sorry. Aaron says, Alawafia, we are the change Zambia needs. Genesis says, Lily, I wish I had your contact. I would have given you something to talk about this government full of thugs and thieves, etc. My details are there. You can check my details. James says, those watching from chiefdoms, please encourage your chiefs and chieftains not to be like cadres, other hungry chiefs who are easily bribed with brown envelope to talk about HH and Bill 10, rubbish about HH and Bill 10. Yeah, I mean, it's a taboo for even a chief to talk about politics. Chiefs should be neutral. Chiefs should just receive their money from the government and just receive anybody who goes there. Not a chief will be talking bad things. It's wrong. Just like us as aspiring candidates, whenever we are passing through areas, the ward chairman should not be talking negative about the other candidate. The ward chairman should rather encourage everybody to look at the candidates and choose the candidate that they want to work with. Okay, T Song says, I'm happy you're doing a lot of groundwork. That's the way to go. David Mayo Boya says, Lily, you are aspiring to become a member of parliament. Please give guidance to the youth to be responsible. Those who are going to have the opportunity to access this fund should use it for the right purpose. Exactly. They have to. Chilife says, yes, development is building malls according to PF. Okay, so Nyota has posted again for cash donations. World Remit, that money doesn't even go to me. It goes to helping the young people, the women. People are really suffering. It's not even a joke, guys. So I was even looking for 100 trays of eggs, which I want to empower a new branch in Kalikiliki, which they are really, really struggling. So at least if they can start selling those eggs, maybe they can, make a profit and help themselves with that. And 100 eggs will cost me, we are currently negotiating, but the one that I found is maybe about 30 kwacha. So let's just say about 30 kwacha. So 30 kwacha times 100 is about 3,000 kwacha. So any donation, especially from you guys in the diaspora, you will see videos, images as well of the donations we are making. Nelia Chitalo says the alliance with Kambwili can be put can put the opposition in a very strong position. Yes, Kambuli is very popular on the copper board. Yes, the man is very popular. Yeah, to be a very good thing actually. And that's when people will just make up their mind to say we're going with these people. Beautiful Lily, what is your contact number in Zambia? I'm in the US. This is Rose Kunda. So Rose Kunda, that's my number. Please support me with anything. It will be of great help. Whatever we do is not for my benefit, but also to help the people. And I'm also sending a message across to say, look, the Zambians in the diaspora want to come back home, but home is not comfortable. So the only way they can do is at least support you little by little. David says, as a youth, I used to travel to Harare and Johannesburg just to shop in a mall. Exactly. And that time, money was there. You could go even to Nakonde for business with 1,500 kwacha. But now 1,500 kwacha is transport up to Nakonde. You can't even buy goods. You need maybe 10,000 to buy goods. So people are struggling even to have a starter of a capital. It's really hard. Stuart says, I love what you're doing. Very true. Social media is very powerful. Let them think otherwise at their own peril. If only more people in UPND can be this visible. Yeah. So I'm pushing, obviously, the agenda that many young people need to make a decision. And the decision is that of choosing the right party to be part of and push it, so that we get rid of this government. All we need is them out. They need to be out. That's it. If you go on Twitter, the young people just hashtag LUNGU out. He needs to be out. Okay. The great Alexandra says, my earlier comment I was saying, make sure you're in the ground in your constituency and do more to get numbers. Social media won't be voting in Munali, but they are supporting you like me in the USA. Definitely. What I was saying is social media is powerful in a way that we've had defectors joining UPND because they watched my videos, because they follow what I do, and they say, no, we have to change. And now they're coming to UPND. So what the message should not just be limited to just, going on ground. There's people on social media, like the young ones who go to University of Zambia, or even in Horn College, who go to the universities, that have never thought of voting. But the more we keep on saying these things, they are thinking about it. The whole idea is that we need to win this government. It should just be the case. 2021 UPND. David says, no, Lily, we didn't have. Yes, we didn't have malls. Definitely we didn't have malls. People had to travel all the way to shop. But when we had Manda Hill, at least things changed. It's fine. But Zambia has more shopping malls than clinics or hospitals. A Ghanaian guy, Wadamaya, came to Zambia and he was shocked at the level of malls. And yet in Ghana, they are developed as well. They're trying, but they don't have as many shopping malls as Zambia. He was shocked. Every corner has a shopping mall in Zambia. Every corner. Are we big eaters? Food business in Zambia is really good. It's a big business. But we have too many there are too many in the shopping mall. There are too many. That one you should know. Where there is Kalingalinga shopping mall, yes, it's good, they shop, right? But we need more schools, isn't it? We need more clinics. What's the essence of having shopping malls and people don't even go and shop much because they don't have money? Okay. Irene Banda says, Lily, check on China and says that PF has sold Zambia. China has taken over ZESCO, yes, KK International Airport, ZMBC, and some mines. Zambia needs to know this. Please check for the video on YouTube. Yes, I will check. I know the video. I watched it the other time. Okay. The great Alexandra says, I'm talking about your individual vote, not as UPND. Your first need vote. That's the encouragement to you. I want you to win. Okay, thank you so much. Definitely. It's important, obviously, that I'm working on ground. Let me just tell you something. Before I came to Zambia, I had no intentions of standing as an MP anywhere. It was a dream, far-fetched. Like, I would just say, even on my YouTube channel, like, I think I should be information minister, because I've seen ministers being appointed. And then when I came to Zambia, I was just like on a quiet holiday. And then when Chela made a flyer of me being an independent candidate, people mocked, they laughed about it. I was like, ah, maybe it's something I should consider. And I remember my brother-in-law, I was in Nola, my brother-in-law was like, do you know that your political career has started? I was like, nah, I don't want to be in politics. He said, no, join UPND. I said, nah. So then I shared the flyer just to see the reaction. Some people reacted so badly. Oh, you just come straight from the diaspora. They didn't know I was in Zambia. But I'm in Zambia then, and they didn't know. They're like, oh, so you're going to be an MP in the diaspora. Come on ground and work. And I was just like scanning the situation. So the day that we did the official welcome of me, when I was going to submit my letter of interest to the Monali constituency, we first started, the meeting point was at the secretariat. So we met at the secretariat, and then I just greeted the SG. He encouraged me, you know, you're young, you're a Zambian, we can't say no, we can't close doors to anybody. Whoever wants to stand can stand. So from there, I went to see the constituency, and the media team, UPND media team, shared the videos, and I went viral. Everybody was talking about me. Now, I was the only candidate that, you know, was quite known that, okay, there's somebody there. All of a sudden, Monali constituency has become a hot cake. We are now 7 aspiring candidates of Monali constituency. So I shook things up. And Monali has been quiet and dead since 2016. I mean, in the UPND party, since 2016. And the moment people heard that I was on the ground, and people started, you know, working hard, trying to see what they can do. But I know there can only be one candidate. And I'm confident that God has positioned me in this Monali constituency for a purpose. And that's why I have put my heart and soul in it, because of my passion, and being a qualified social worker as well. It's my passion to see change in our country. I've worked with the government in the UK. I worked for Lincoln County Council, and I saw how they worked, you know, helping people using government resources. I've also worked with Hampshire County Council. I've also seen work that has been done by Stockton Tees County Council, or is it council? A lot of developments have happened because the councils in Britain use taxpayers' money to help people. So why can't we do the same? If one minister can be worth $20 million when they were poor before they entered in government, it simply means that money could have gone to help people. But people want to make themselves rich because they don't know the purpose for them. So I'm even shocked that the president is saying that we are servants. They don't know the purpose why they are in position. Today they are calling themselves servants because they know their time is up. But a few months ago, they were untouchable. You dare speak about them, you are already arrested. We've seen what happened to Chela Tukuto. We've seen what has happened to many people. People can't even express themselves. I can't even go out wearing a chitenge or a regalia of UPND. I'll be in a mess. The cadres will manhandle me. So people are tired. And, you know, just have a look at what's in the UPND, and you will understand and value that this party is looking at changing a lot of things in Zambia. We need somebody who's educated, who knows what they are doing, who has a vision. And a person who has never been broke, has never, you know, swindled his clients in order for him to close his business or to run his business, but has continuously been successful and remains the millionaire. If Dangote ran for presidency in Nigeria, I would support that. Because this man is a millionaire, the richest man in Africa. So why not? You know, we've seen Trump. People say a lot of things about Trump. But there he is. He's in White House. Okay. Mobin says we need to go back to the land. David Mayo Wambuya says, Lily, this country has totally collapsed in 1988. Everything, including the infrastructure, we looked like a country which was at war. Yes. James Mokotekwa says, Lungu feels the pressure from the youths. That's why he's panicking now. Our president forgets so early. Not long ago, his government stopped the youths from protesting. Now he is making peace with the youths. Can you imagine that? Ugo says, great topic. Thank you so much. Chilufia Wale says, the malls are the new Tuntembas in Zambia. But the most surprising thing is we still 50% jobless of the youths. It should be even 60%. More than 68% youths in Zambia are not employed. The guys that are helping me as we go on ground, one of them is a graduate, got his qualification, and I was talking to his grandfather in Mutendere, and his grandfather said, look, all these young people, they are educated but no jobs. So we need more opportunities. Graham Simpasa says, we are tired of PF. Let's begin to pack 2021. We will show them a door. Yes, definitely. Moben says we need to utilize what we have. MLM Kandaria says, please tell them to clear voluntary separates people, not to waste money on the youth, which we will not see. We love you, sister. Message from others. Thank you so much. Moben is saying, when are you coming to Zambia? Moben, I've been in Zambia for the past over a month now. Where have you been? Godwin says, Lily, you are so good to Zambian people. God bless you, madam. Thank you so much. Godwin Mukinga. Thank you. Nyota says, Chilufia Wala, 50% jobless youth. I think it's 80%, 45% of the employed and yeah, 45% are underpaid. That's what she meant. Okay, she's finished the sentence. Nelso Shama Sapo says, you have opened our eyes. Our sister, you have courage. Don't allow anybody to intimidate you. If you're not happy about what's going on, like I said, collect the money, but don't vote for them. David said you should be happy if the Chinese are willing to help you manage your infrastructure. David, nobody says there's anything wrong with the Chinese. But what we're saying is management of funds. If you like the Chinese, there's not a problem, because even in the next government that will come in will probably still accept the Chinese, but still give them conditions. This is what we're talking about. There's nothing wrong with the Chinese working in Zambia and helping us with infrastructure. They help the whole world anyway. But we're talking about the conditions. Why should the Zambian be paid 400 kwacha or 500 or 600 kwacha when the Chinese themselves, they cannot even pay their own Chinese workers that much? Zambians should be paid a national minimum wage, which I have said 2,500 kwacha should be a national minimum wage in order for Zambians to survive. We need that. It's imperative that we have a national minimum wage. Violet Musenga says, go, 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 Lily, wisdom, words, but always be on your knees for guidance. Thank you so much. Yes, we are praying so hard as well. With me, it's God first. J. Mateke says, my only MP in Munali constituency. Good job. Well done. Thank you so much. Robert Zulu says, Lily, we have all seen what you have been doing. This time we really need selfless leaders. It's the only way we can develop Zambia. That's it. And that's what I've been telling people, that look, I've left the diaspora and come to Zambia to scan the situation, to see. And I'm here on ground. I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't be comfortable eating government money. If I'm given an allowance to say it's mine, I'll eat it. If I'm given my salary, I'll eat it. But to take 20 million and assign it for myself, and I mean, for what? I would rather people call me a good name. Even the Bible tells us it's better to have a good name. Let the whole, Monali constituency sing praises of our Shua Vitu Bativachinja. Things have changed. From the time this person came in, things have changed. That's what I would want to hear. Whereby you're walking from this end to this end, the roads are better. This end to that end, the sewers are looking better. This end to that end, there's schools. This end to that end, there's recreational activities. This end to that end, there's empowerment opportunities for the young people. There's workshops. There's, technical drawing. There's all these woodwork going on, building work, painting, carpentry, whatever you can call it. The youths are out of the streets and they are busy. So in each place, my job is to put in centers that will allow these young people to be busy instead of drinking alcohol. The only social life in my constituency and in Zambia as well is alcohol. There is no basketball tournaments going on. There's no football tournaments going on. And I've also stated that I'll be having a football tournament, and I'm also doing a choir competition as well. I'll be posting those flyers on my community tab, so that anyone who wants to support with balls, with especially people in the diaspora, whatever you want to support, please support. Let's take the young people off the streets. I know for now I'm limited to Monali constituency, but as we enter government, there'll be more to do, especially if I made a minister of even youth or something. Of course, there'll be a lot of things that we can do with the young people across Zambia. Okay. David says, Lily, there is time for everything. Even you has become from a developed democracy should appreciate that it's not yet time for campaigning. But the president is campaigning. The president is, you think the president giving 150, is it 470 million to 150,000 people is not campaign? It's a campaign. It's a campaign. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh. Hi, Matilda Muchindu, good to see you. Shadrach Mwila says, and those malls will be empty in the coming years. Business is shifting from physical shopping to e-commerce, which is online shopping. Watch this space. Education is key. And Shadrach, some people are even having businesses in their homes now. And then they just do deliveries. It's cheaper. Because rentals in these same shopping malls is too expensive. You find that the shop is like 15,000 kwacha a month. Why can't somebody rent a whole house for 5,000 and make it a business? That's what people are doing now. Okay, I'm moving Izil Mazabuka, good to see you. David says, Stuart says, David, don't you think the PF are already campaigning? Haven't you seen the crowds they pull? We are also campaigning. So that's Matilda Muchindu has just premiered a movie. She's on dropping her link. Please support her. She's a Zambian who went to Nigeria to shoot that movie. Please support her. Simata Nakamboa says, good morning, madam. In fact, we need change. Otherwise, PF is taking somewhere, meaning he's not taking us somewhere. Ugo says, I like the way you pronounce my name. Perfect. We should take back leadership from these clueless leaders. Yes. James says, sorry, when someone is trying to call me, I receive, the network goes off. That PF has no direction. It's a group of con men and women. Con men and women. That's right. They have forgotten the intimidations. If he thinks he's still popular, let him allow HH to walk freely like him. He knows he's finished. Exactly. Chilvia says, dealing with China comes with a cost, and don't you get that? It's not free. I know, and you see people, like I say, they can come and build whatever. It's fine if they are helping us. But at the end of the day, we should receive our salaries based on the work that we're doing. Somebody cannot be working for a whole month and be getting 1,500 whilst the Chinese or even foreigners. Okay. Angela says the Chinese is not there to help Zambia. They are here to help them. Exactly, they're here to help themselves. Precious Mombe says Chagwa is campaigning. Chulifia Bola says PF is campaigning. They are campaigning. And you're saying it's not yet time to campaign. We are campaigning now. Because next month, people are registering as voters in October. And next year, it's election time. So we are campaigning. Wolf says, say, feel grid, afemosha, and I donate $1,000. Oh, okay. Wolf, if you can donate $1,000, that would be a great thing. Please send it via PayPal, which is nachinice@googlemail.com, or just send it via Western Union or World Remit. I will appreciate every donation. Tembo Oliver watching from Kawe. So yeah, we are campaigning. We have to campaign. So Oliver, please, the donation you would like to send, Nyota, can you drop the information, the numbers, so that you know that this is the number. Wolf, if you want to donate $1,000, it's a blessing. I will appreciate. Okay. Yeah. So Wolf, please, if you want to donate, please support. David says immediately he doesn't go around seeing the development programs he is implementing. You're the same people who are going to complain. Oh, David, you sound like a PF cadre. Time out. We don't have time for all these things. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So cash donation, please, you can send it and you can call that number as well. It's my direct line. You speak to me, Wolf, if you want to donate. Kelvin Simutenda says, Honorable, what do you think about the statement which Mr. Lusambo in the phrase during the interview on the phone where he said 2 million is the amount of money, which we'll talk about that in the next statement. Thank you so much, everybody, for cash donations. Please, you have seen the information that has been stated. I gotta go. Somebody's calling me now. We need to go. Afro Z says we need more leaders like Lily, people who are selfless and serve the people and not looking to enrich themselves. You have my support watching you from India. So any support, please check the information that has been dropped. Chilifa says we elected him to be a tourist. That's the only reason he doesn't sit in State House. If the borders were open, he would be flying all over with a jet. Thompson Zimba watching from Salama. Is it Salamander Park? So thank you so much. I have to go. I have lots of meetings. I have to meet people in my constituency. We have some rotas. We are going around working and making sure we meet people so that people get to meet us. And who knows, next year I will be in Parliament. So any donations, guys, I will appreciate. Christopher Kantumoya says, Madam Lily, I appreciate your effort that you have put in. We really need youths indeed in Parliament House. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, Brian Mlenga. PF is campaigning and Chinese is not here to help, watching from Kabwe. Bye. See you on my next live stream. This evening, I'm planning to have a live stream where people can come on board and discuss this matter and other issues as well about Zambia. It's a girl, Lela Mutams, also known as Galopa Z, now being called Honorable Lillian Mutambo. Bye. Bye-bye. It's not cutting.